Welcome, champions, to Bardic Inspiration. My name is Dylan Wilks, and I'm coming to you live from the overcast and very wet, darkened corner of the Pacific Northwest. That is Victoria, BC, Canada, right now. As you can tell, it's a little dark in here. I'm doing what I can with these lights, but I'm using table lamps at home. I should invest in some real lighting. I am joined today, as always, by the talent for this show, Mr. Jason Charles Miller. Welcome.
Thanks. Coming to you from sunny California. It's a brisk, perfect 64 degrees outside.
Oh, that would be nice. I could go with that right now. I could go with being outdoors, but it's one of those days here where you open your door and you step outside and you're already drenched. Yeah, so
Oh
that's what happened. I'm glad it's raining. I'm glad it's not a drought. You know, there are things to be thankful for, right? I guess. Um,
Yeah.
I see some folks in the chat already. Welcome to the show. Uh,
What's up, Nefarious?
Hi, yeah, Nefarious,
Hey,
giver of much good lyrics.
Yeah. Nefarious lyrics, even.
Yeah, yeah. Um, Last week we did a song for Caddy Bree,
Yeah.
which was really cool. I think I ended up naming the highlight "She's a Knockout"
Yeah.
because that
I
seemed
that was
that
fine.
seemed that seemed right.
Yeah, I think
Um,
we maybe the longer title would be "She's a Knockout," and then in parentheses, "Who's gonna knock you out?"
yeah, yeah.
You know, like if that were gonna be listed on like the album.
Uh huh. It's definitely one of those things where labeling some of these tracks. Some of them I just call a song for whoever, and those are the ones I don't come up with the creative name for. But then you have a bunch of them like Brimstone Angels Go 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 or Drop
Yeah.
of Time or She's a
Which is an
Knockout.
anime. Brimstone Angels Go 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 is an anime that we need to get made.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So if anybody is an aspiring artist who wants to spend a couple minutes making an anime introduction for a show that doesn't exist, starring
Yeah.
twin tiefling sisters,
Spend
uh,
a couple minutes. Yeah, because
yeah,
they can
yeah.
do it real
Yeah,
quick.
just throw it together real quick, send it our way. we'll,
We'll
we'll,
play
we'll be
it.
good.
We'll add to it. That's got to be the one. That's got to be one of the ones I record, like for real.
I think so. Yeah.
Full instrumentation.
It was. Yeah, it's a killer track. Um, Anyways, before we dive into the deep, dark, corrupted heart of the world that is Warden.
Yeah.
Um,
Which I was looking at the Warden picture that you had up on the sort of coming soon screen.
yeah.
Oh, it was. I was already. I've got some chords and melody and already inspired. If
I
if
think
in,
I wrote down goth gospel lullaby, but I'm open to whatever.
no, no, the photo, that's what inspired me actually. So I've got some chords ready. We'll see.
Excellent.
No,
Excellent. But until then, I present to you She's a Knockout.
you gotta rock out to knock out.
She's gonna knock you out, and I'm gonna mutinate myself. Mutilate, mute. I'll be quiet.
Mute. Here we go. Well, half a song, she was breaking some bones off her head. This made it stone busting heads all on her own. Whoa, whoa. You better run if it's coming for you. A hot seeker always should you. Watch out, Caterpillar's coming through. Oh, oh, she's a knockout, gonna knock you out. She's even no doubt, that's what she's all about. Going all out, she makes you scream and shout. She's a knockout who just knocked you out. Human born, born and bred. She might just crack your head. Any mile she's tread. Oh, whoa. She's a knockout, gonna knock you out. She's leaving no doubt, that's what she's all about. She's going all out, she's gonna scream and shout. She's a knockout, just knocked you out. Evil rise and love, locking our path. We're the companion, you feel our wrath. Falling arrow, then another. You can run, but there's no cover. She's a knockout, gonna knock you out. She's leaving no doubt, that's what she's all about. She's going all out, she's gonna scream and shout. She's a knockout, just knocked you out.
I dig it. It works. It's good.
Yeah, you know what? It's funny. When we were doing it, I was like, oh, this is just okay. But then when I went back and listened to it today, I'm like, oh, this song is better than I remember. Like, it's weird. I'll tell you, there's one thing about songwriting where you can be in the moment of writing something and you think that you wrote the best song in the world, and then you go back the following week and you're like, God, that song was terrible. But I was just like involved in the moment. I was inspired in the moment. And then you can write one where you're like, oh, I think it's okay, but like I kind of used a lot of chords I used before, and I was just sort of making my way through it. And then you're like, no, it rocks. So
Yeah.
I think for any song, you can feel great about it at the time, but you've got to give it a little bit of time. You got to step away from it for a minute and then come back, right?
Mm-hmm. Give it some room to breathe.
Breathe, yeah.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, I'd never thought about it that way, but it certainly rings true. Like there's a few of the songs we've made where my experience of making it is radically different than my experience listening to it after some time has passed. You know, like I didn't have strong memories of the Bruner Battleheimer song because I'm like, I liked it at the time. I'm like, okay, cool. We moved on. And like, I just felt like we kept making better stuff. But then when you did it again recently, like an episode or two back, I'm like, this song kicks ass. I totally forgot about this.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny because I think at the time too, the first few episodes we were doing of this, you know, we were trying to figure out if this show was going to work or not. And so we were probably more nervous. We were probably, you know, a little just kind of, I don't know, we were just figuring things out. And so we were probably like, okay, let's make it through, rather than like, let's concentrate on making a good song, which like we do more of that now. And people participate more too, you know? So like we've got our good group of people that come in every time. So yeah, I'm having a great time. And before we get started, I want to put a link. So American Songwriter Magazine did a feature on me because I have my own single that just came out on Friday called Better Late Than Never. And so you know, usually when you release something official and you got publicity going around it or whatever, you know, I do a lot of interviews and stuff. And so I was happily able to mention this show. And here I got the link ready to go. Boom! I just put the link in chat. Hopefully I don't get hopefully they doesn't ban me for putting the link in chat. But if you guys want to check it out, they mention our show. They even mention Dylan by name, your first and last name.
Alrighty, I got the full link ready because I know it's not going to show up for you. There we go. Boom. Now it's there.
Okay, good. I got banned already. It didn't come through.
No, it doesn't let anybody who isn't a mod post links. Yeah.
Got it. Yeah.
The easy solution is to make Jason Charles Miller a mod. And then you can kick out Garwar when he says #blessed.
Oh, that was so much fun. But yeah, if you want to read it, if you want to see the name, code name, Idle Champions, and everything else in an article, there you go.
Yeah, it was a good read too. I really appreciated that he covered a lot of what you did. My experience with music journalism, both in a former life when I actually got to participate in it, and now, is that a lot of journalists tend to focus either only on the very new thing or only on one thing. But he covered a whole bunch of stuff. He was clearly listening to you when you were talking to him, so that's cool.
Yeah, Star Chaser, I'm with you. I'm shocked that they got the spelling of Dylan's name right. But
That was actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, that's a surprise too, because I can count the number of times that it's been spelled correctly.
What do they
on just a
write?
few fingers?
Do they usually write Wilks or something like what name do they think?
So the traditional English spelling for Wilks, because it is an English last name, has an E on the end. So there's that. But no, they usually just one of the many variations of Dylan and just mess it up. And my mom named me after Bob Dylan, so I'm like, I would think a lot of people have read that name.
Yeah,
So,
I know that's weird. I didn't think there was another way to spell Dylan.
apparently, well, yeah, I've seen a lot of variations. Yeah, yeah, it's one of those names. What can I say? Now, Jason. Oh, the spellings of Jason. Those. No, I'm kidding.
Well, there are ones. Sometimes there's people with they put a Y in the middle after
What?
the A.
Huh.
Oh yeah, you haven't seen that? Yeah. There was a really famous basketball player named Jason.
Jason.
I think went on to murder someone, but that's another show. But his name was Jayson.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Garwar says that he knows a Jason.
Yeah, see, there's a few.
Yeah, but so Sean's
Not
like,
all
try the
mine.
1,000 spellings of Sean. I'm like, yeah. See, the thing is that Sean is like an Irish name or something, right? And like,
Right.
let me tell you about the spellings of things that come from that corner of the world. I have seen some very challenging spellings of the name Sean. Like there's one of our regulars is a player whose name is Owen, but that's not how it's spelled, or at least it's not spelled the traditional like American spelling of Owen, the Owen. It's like Eoghain, but it's like Celtic or something. I don't know. Margaret would know. She's a super linguist. Anyways, yeah. So Warden. Catch 23 says, try pronouncing Siobhan. So I worked with a Siobhan whose name was spelled Siobhan. And I can, many times people will be like, who the hell is Siobhan?
Right.
Yeah. That's a good name. Anyways, so Warden. Warden is a character that I wrote for the
no way.
game.
Perfect.
Yeah, my first ever entry that ended up on the like official Forgotten Realms and Eberron wikis, actually. Well, official, the Forgotten Realms wikis.
Congratulations.
Yeah, that was super cool. The art, the painted piece for the intro was done by our art overlord Alexis, and then the character design was done by one of our artists, Kat. It was second champion that Kat did for the game, because I think her first one was Wolfgar, and it was a really fun collaborative process, and because it was the first one I contributed to design wise and narratively for the game. Put a little extra into writing the champion spotlight for them, and like just giving a little bit more context to who they are, because they're a genderless robot that used to manage a prison in the Mournland. Well, before it was the Mournland, in the Kingdom of Sire. And things went real sideways when the Kingdom of Sire exploded, or whatever. The vagueness of the morning and all that stuff that happened, totally decimating that region of Corvair.
Sadness.
Yeah, well, so like the character was in charge of a prison for extraplanar threats. House Caneth being as resourceful and brilliant and ingenuitive as they are, help the Kingdom of Sire to make this prison, this complex, to entomb these alien extraplanar things. It had its own creation forge, and it had Warden there to manage keeping everything in place. And like the events of the morning aren't really specified, but what we do know is that afterwards, Warden emerged from the Mournland and started gallivanting through the multiverse, finding souls for elder evils to devour. Working for Hadar. But in my mind, it's always been more of a tragic thing in that, like, it was not a willing corruption. I kind of pictured it as like the morning happens, and like what the nature of the cataclysm isn't really so important so much as that the security fail-safes for the prison completely went down. And Warden was like basically grabbed, feasted upon, and corrupted by a whole bunch of different things all at the same time, and had, went from being a duty-bound machine to like thoroughly in the service of Hadar by the end of it. But it was a duty-bound robot that was doing a good job up until that point. So it's actually a little bit tragic. But also, super, super dark and edgelordy for the character and the character design and stuff.
What if the song could... I feel like the song should be from Warden's point of view, and their kind of lament over what has happened to them. I mean, Are they lamenting at all, or could they have a moment of reflection looking back?
This is a little bit obscure, but have you ever read the book I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream? It's an old sci-fi book by Harlan Ellison. I think it's Harlan Ellison. In it, there are like 4 or 5 human beings left, and this rogue AI has killed all life on the planet. And it's killing all life because it's angry at its creators and it's angry at people. And what it realizes that if it kills everybody, it'll have nothing to do, and it'll have nothing to vent its anger out onto anymore. And so it's got these like 4 or 5 people, I can't remember exactly, that it has captured, and like it can do just about anything to them. It can change their shapes. It's just like it's basically holding on to their souls and tormenting them for as long as it can. And they have a brief moment where they all kind of make an agreement, and one of them kills the others and tries to kill himself, and the machine stops it before it kills itself. And so it turns them into an amoeba, so that they are no longer in a position to do anything, no longer in a position to harm themselves, but like in order to basically makes it into something unable to harm itself, but still able to feel pain. And that's kind of the position that I picture Warden being in that, like, all of the organic components of this Warforged are basically have been replaced with like eldritch horror cancer. Like, none of the original parts are still there, and like it is just not it doesn't really have a will. It's been so completely subverted. So if it could talk of its own accord, it would probably lament. Like, it thought it was doing a good job and it failed. Yeah.
So the melody that I was having before over this chord progression was like, na, 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 somewhere else, but what do you think of that?
Yeah, I think that sounds good. It's
good question, kid. Like, I think it depends on how long it took you to replace the wood.
Hmm. I mean, if you replace it all immediately, it's not really the same ship.
But you do it one by one over the course of years.
Of course, if say you're in a collision, and the front half of the ship needs to be replaced, you'd still consider it to be the same ship.
I walk alone down a lonely street. No, don't you work for me. Don't you weep for me. I think we need to put them in a situation where the point of view, like where Warden starts, where would Warden be lamenting and reflecting back on something?
Yeah, I mean, they were created for a very specific purpose. One to which they were, like a lot of the Warforged. I mean, obviously they were just like created as weapons for Eberron and to fight in the last war and all this stuff. But like Warden specifically was created to have this, eternal career as the overseer of this, this prison of, this Pandora's box of a prison, basically. And they failed. So I would have expected them to have a significant feeling of duty towards their homeland and their purpose, of which they not only did not fulfill, but are deviating about as far from as you could, given that they are in the service of something so relentless and dangerous that is capable of affecting not just people and things on Corvair, but all throughout the cosmos and beyond and other planes and so on. It's yeah.
Okay.
Somebody's saying Warden sounds like he got tormented by the Dark Elder from 40K. I forgot about the Dark Eldar. Yeah, except that like it's I would think that it'd be a closer analogy would be that is a servant of an aspect of chaos if we're going by 40K. The Dark Eldar, like, they're just full of hedonistic negative emotion, and they're awful. But they're not otherworldly in the same way, except for the fact that, like, obviously the elven hedonism is the reason that there are chaos gods in 40K. I don't know if that's a rabbit hole we should even go down, given that this is a Forgotten Realms D&D focused thing, for the most part. But the analogy is not far off.
Well, I think we just need an opening line and then just go from there.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe more express this lamenting emotion that they have echoes or whispers of too. What do you think?
I was just reading Nefarious's lines. Forged by fire and pain in the bowels of the earth. My past darkens, no circumstance of birth.
Ooh. I kind of like what Jelliqual wrote as well. I knew my duty, I had my role, I knew my place, and then I don't know. I keep getting this like, I walk alone. I walk alone. Does Warden basically work alone?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I can't imagine that they are in a position or capable of working with other things or people, really.
I knew my duty. I had my role. Knew my place. I had a soul. I knew my place. I had a soul.
Ooh. Yep.
I knew my duty. I had my role. I knew my place. And I had a soul. And actually, and I knew my place. We could throw something else in. A couple extra syllables, because it'd be like, I knew my na and I had a role. I had a soul. I knew my duty. I had my role. I knew my place in time. Yeah, I mean, I knew my place. Or I knew my. I had my own. I had my own place, or I had a. Had my place. I mean, I could just sing it differently, but it'd be cool. Yeah, I walk alone. I across these broken worlds. That's good. That's really good, actually. Because I had something about street. Worlds is way better than streets.
So I knew my place in Sire. I had a soul.
I don't know if I mean, Sire is like factually accurate, but does it sound right in a song? And I'm kind of like on the fence about duty, only because duty.
Like, duty.
Get the sixth grader out of my head right now, but of that, but I'm my buddy. I'm my role. And I wouldn't mind, instead of saying I cross, can I say across? I walk alone across these broken worlds. I'm going to do that. I knew my duty, I had my role. I knew my heart's desire, and I had it so. I walk alone across these broken worlds. I think actually I walk alone across these broken worlds. That should be the first line. And let's take something on that. And I knew my duty, I had my role, knew my heart, I had a soul. That should be 3 and 4. I walk alone across this broken world, reflecting back. Okay. Reflecting back. I'm just gonna write that.
Worlds and unfurls close enough.
No, it's very close. I saw that already. I'm just trying to beat it. What if? As my life unfurls, I walk alone across this broken world, reflecting back as my life unfurls. I knew my duty, I had my role, I knew my heart's desire, I had a soul. I mean, that's pretty sad. That's a good way to start a sad song.
Yeah, it's pretty sad.
The warden of my soul, he roams favoring forever. No heart, no choice, no role. Yeah, something about like that their choice was taken from them.
I mean, I don't think they're really born with a choice. They were created with a purpose, right? I don't know how much free will Warforged had pre-morning.
Oh, unfolds is better. Nefarious. I walk alone across these worlds untold. I still think across these broken worlds, unfolds is still a near rhyme enough.
You want unfolds?
I like unfolds better.
Okay. It reads easier, and I think it's something a little more familiar to the average person. Unfurls is generally only referred to when you're unrolling, like when you're unrolling a rug. Right. Like that's about the only time that people will use it.
My life unfolds. Oh, yeah. That's right. I walk alone across this broken world, reflecting back as my life unfolds. I knew my duty, I had my role, I knew my heart's desire, I had a soul. I think we could do two more like that.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be cool to have like a longer sort of vowel sound, like a no. We're getting a lot of great stuff here. The Cell Stalker, the Planeswalker. Now I'm just an empty shell. I don't know. I think we're gonna. I think, quite frankly, Star Chaser, we're gonna let it unfold.
Mm-hmm.
Let it unfold, or unfurl, depending on what you're thinking about. Yeah, I don't know if there's a choice for Warden, so I think it's more of a moment in time when Warden is thinking back and going from there. It does kind of have a ground control to Major Tom. Close. Yeah. Here am my flute. In my tin can, far above the world. Yeah, it's Space Odyssey Boulevard of Broken Space Oddity Boulevard of Broken Dreams. I walk alone across this broken world, reflecting back at my life unfold. I knew my duty, I had my role. I knew my heart's desire, I had a soul. Oh, now I'm empty shell. Oh, well. What if they're asking the question like, oh, am I just an empty shell? Doomed to wander in this hell or something. The hell created for them. Not actually the 9 planes of hell. Or is it 7? 9?
The 9 hells of Bator.
If
Locked into this hell. I like that better.
Locked into this hell. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my life, yeah. Oh, but you know what? No, I think we need one more line to rhyme with it. So it's like, oh, am I just an empty shell? Am I locked into this hell? Whoa, yeah, I mean that works. Na 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 na.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. Am I just an empty shell? Into this hell. Okay. Yeah, we need a second half for that chorus.
I mean, it's not even a chorus yet. It's just sort of like a continuation. It's sort of a continuation of a variation of the verse. So it's like, oh, am I locked and just an empty shell? Am I locked into this hell? We go to another part for sure. Just have to figure out. It doesn't have to rhyme with hell and shell. I do like in the shadows I dwell though, but it doesn't have to rhyme with that. So it can be a new rhyme scheme completely, but with the same sort of. Ooh, I like. Is this all I'll ever know? Is this all I'll ever know? If he's rusty, he will smell. That's funny. That's funny, sir. Or ma'am.
Can Dylan do the second voice on the choir? Oh, I'm not a singer. I'm not tone deaf, but I'm not a singer.
That'll be our show next year. Teach Dylan to sing.
we already have plans to do an unfortunate karaoke with Margaret and Sean. You don't need me adding to that.
Wait, what? What now? What's happening?
Unfortunate karaoke. It's a charity thing. We were planning on doing it on Extra Life on Friday, but Extra Life had to get postponed because new COVID restrictions and a new lockdown were implemented in British Columbia. So. Shut all that down. Like the night before too. It's like, oh. Anyways, but yeah, people have been bugging Margaret and Sean because they joked once about doing karaoke. They've been bugging Margaret and Sean to do it, and so they have an unfortunate karaoke is what they called it, charity segment where you can pay money that you donate to charity, obviously, to get them to sing different songs.
Great.
Yeah.
There should be a second voice joining. So if I'm going, oh, the next voice could be like, Unfortunately, the way Zoom works, we wouldn't be able to. Right, that's a note for the studio recording. Thank you, Garwahar.
Yeah. Make epicer. Is this all I'll ever know?
Time and I think something about like show or
Does that line fit there now?
No, no heart, no choice, or no role. I mean, maybe. Is this all? Oh, if it's all I'll ever know. No heart, no choice, no role. I like it. I like it.
All right.
Trying to think where to go next. I walk alone across this broken world, reflecting back as my life unfolds. I knew my duty, I had my role. I knew my heart's desire. I had no soul, I had a soul. Am I just an empty shell? Am I locked into his hell? Oh, is this all I'll ever know? No heart, no choice, no role. No, no, no. What do you think of that for another part? It almost sounds hopeful, but it's not. What if there's a thing where, you know, I look to the sun or I look to the sky and I momentarily feel like there's peace or hope, or that there's, you know, there's hope that I can change, but then I realize that I can't. You know, something like that. A momentary reprieve of. No, 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 well, Nem asks, how is he not lawful if he's literally a prison warden? But not anymore. I mean, that was their original programming, so to speak, but they're not just a prison warden anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. They're being piloted by the prisoners.
On a day of morning, my world came crashing down, and we need an Allen rhyme there. World came crashing down, and this is not it, but and my smile turned to a frown. That's the first thing that came. I'm a clown. That also.
I decided to go to clown college. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I have a friend that went to clown college.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, but now it's all gone. No more clown college.
Some,
That we'll turn this into a lament over the fact that there's no more clown college.
I mean, is it really a lament? Have you seen it? Any of the versions of it?
Yeah, no. Clowns are terrifying. But I did one of my best, I think, co-writers, like one of the best songwriters I know, was a circus clown for Ringling Brothers, and he lived on the train for like 3 years, and then became a successful songwriter after that. So maybe there's something to it. Maybe the tragedy of being a clown and living on the train for 3 years inspired his songs. Oh, what about Drown something?
I was trying to do Down and Bound there, but Drown might be better.
Well, keep crying down on drown. That's when I was. I think, and that's when I was bound. I like Bound, but I feel like we don't want to get too literal there because we're kind of keeping things.
Yeah.
I don't know. We've got a lot of alliteration going on here. Oh, I think in Chaos I was bound. Or do you think or do you think Drown is better?
I don't know. What sounds more horrific, people?
All day and morning, my world came crashing down. In chaos I was drowned. Or world came crashing down. In chaos I was bound. We've got. Should we make an Insta poll in the middle?
Yeah. I was just thinking that actually.
In chaos I was bound, or in chaos I was drowned. Yes, we will save one of them for the next rhyme. Although no, because actually it's going to end. That rhyme might actually come up. That because the next part is like. Because I don't want to go to the A minor because that's where I have to go back to.
Alrighty, super quick 1 minute poll: Drowned or Bound? Oh, it's pretty equal.
Oh, Bound's pulling away. Drown's coming back.
Yeah. The Bounders are beating the Drowners.
Bounders versus the Drowners. Come on.
Yeah. For those wondering, this is like these polls show up at the top of your Twitch stream chat. I don't know if it shows up if you're using an app to view it, other than being on one of the web streaming interfaces. I know it's inconsistent, so. Oh, it's neck and neck. Oh yeah, it's contentious.
Any last votes come in? Wait, what about the mail-ins?
Sorry, let me count it 3 more times. Bound it is. Drowned down here. Maybe. Okay.
Yes, I was bound. Yeah. Something without warning, maybe? Was Warden warned?
No. I mean, they would have gone down with the fort either way, but...
I want all the day of morning, my world came crashing down. In chaos I was bound. Oh. Came without a warning. I'm gonna write that down. Are you gonna write that down? I want to stay on that G there so that it kind of gives a little bit of feeling of resolution, but not like too much. Has anyone figured out what the best browser to use for Twitch is? You're specifically, I mean, unfortunately, I'm on a Mac too. So, like, sometimes I use Chrome and sometimes I use Safari. And it seems like with Chrome, I way more often than not get the number 3000 error where the picture goes black, right? But then when maybe I should try Firefox. And then when I do it on Safari, I often chat stops. So chat just freezes.
I just know not to use Safari.
I haven't updated to Big Sur yet, but my laptop's only a few months old, so I'm sure it can handle Big Sur. So, Iskander, if you said something before, I only saw your comment that says on Mac OS Big Sur, but if you said something before that, I didn't see. Oh, Chrome and Firefox have worked with Twitch. Okay. Yeah, I get tired of the number 3000 error. People are really digging on Firefox. Wow. All right. Oh, right. I suppose once I update to Big Sur, I could use the Twitch app on the computer. That's right. But I can't yet. Interesting. You missed an hour.
Yeah, Reaver, we send out multiple notifications an episode because people don't always catch the start times and stuff. But don't worry, as long as you're around at the end, you'll get whatever the finalist version of the song is.
Yeah, but Reaver wants to participate.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you're here early, you get to contribute lyrics.
On a day of morning, my world came crashing down. In chaos I was bound. Came without a warning. On a battleground. I know, me too. I'm like,
Let's see, it came without warning. I don't know if this is where I want to go with this line anyways. Oh, here we go. Maybe this should be over here. Well, I was actually thinking of moving Drowned up here. And having Chaos I Was Bound for the last part of it. So this part would be something else.
No, you know what? No, yes, that will work like that. So it's like on a day of morning, my world came crashing down. Where my kingdom down came without a warning. In chaos I was bound. So let's flip it again, because remember, the Bounders won over the Drowners, so we're disrespecting by moving it. What if we end with when my kingdom drowned?
Yeah.
So it's like came without a warning when my kingdom drowned. I want
Drowned won the Electoral College. All right.
I know, but you know, in Idle Champions we go with the popular vote on Bardic Inspiration anyway.
Kingdom or prison. I mean, it goes either way, Catch 23. You know, Warden was the king of their domain. Was.
Let me sing what we got so far.
Okay.
That always helps us.
Yep. Let me do the mutes.
I walk alone across this broken world, reflecting back at my life unfold. I knew my duty, I had my role. I knew my heart's desire, I had it so. Am I just an empty shell? Am I locked into his hair? Oh, if it's all I'll ever know, no heart, no choice, no road. On a day of morning, my world came crashing down. Chaos I was bound, came without a warning, well my kingdom drowned. I know, I like it. What do you think?
I think it's working. Alrighty, trying to also read chat as it comes, like a dog running a pound. Oh god.
Now we need more verses. Skies caught fire. Ooh, I like the skies caught fire.
Ooh. Like for the chorus, or
No, I think for
it's a very evocative line. If it's when my kingdom drowned, the skies caught fire as my kingdom drowned, or when my kingdom drowned. Like, it paints a really epic and somewhat poetic picture.
it works in our verse rhythm, but it doesn't work in our chorus rhythm.
Okay, well then let's.
So we could either find something better. We can either say the skies caught fire as my kingdom something, or we could find something better for the last line of the chorus. Write down that line though. I think the skies caught fire as my kingdom drowned. The skies turn red. Now I'm walking like the undead. Like that one.
Skies caught fire.
Another.
So I have the Eberron fan wiki open just because I'm like reading about the mourning and the day of mourning and stuff, and it's like, and then there's just notice this section in the idle game champion. Idle Champions of Forgotten Realms, the Day of Mourning caused an enormous subterranean prison complex built by House Cannith to fall, and its jailer, the Warforged Warden, became corrupted by the very things that the construct was created to imprison. Ah, wow.
So should we say on the day of mourning?
Yeah.
Typically.
I mean, this part can be kind of a sort of like, if we're talking about the skies caught fire, this little section can be kind of recounting the immediate aftermath.
Right. I just don't want to catch 23. We just said when my kingdom drowned at the end of the chorus, so either we need to find a line that works better, or
Yeah, I think they're kind of referencing they were expecting us to have a longer line for when my kingdom drowns, so they're still trying to fill it. Oh, excuse me, trying to fill it.
Yeah, we don't need it. We don't need it. Just the way it sort of like musically works.
Yeah.
The people that voted for Drown are now taking the people that voted for Bound to court
Mm.
to switch those two lines. They said we rigged it somehow. I don't know.
Rigged it? It was a close vote. That's what happens. There will be no recounts here. I could view the results in the admin thing. It was 12-10. So, if anything...
Who built that?
Yeah.
Who built that machine, see?
Yeah.
Who programmed it? Clearly someone who wanted Bound to have more votes than Drown. Exactly. Sorry, I'm treading on thin ice here. We're in troubled waters by me making these jokes, but I think you understand. Oh, it got deleted. All right. That's funny. I'm pretty sure Nem was making a joke. Skies caught fire, life turned upside down.
And on that day, my grandma said to me, "You gotta live with your auntie and uncle in Bel Air."
That's funny. Topical, because there was like a Fresh Prince reunion or something recently.
All right, so back to it. Skies caught fire. Skies caught fire. Is this actually? Do we even need to talk more about the day of mourning?
I like the skies.
The skies caught fire is such a good line. Yeah.
Great line.
What do we got for rhymes?
No, the chorus is the Farius. The chorus kind of already have.
Mm-hmm.
The bold, the thing in bold. We're back on. We're like basically on the second verse now. All right, so. What else happened that day while the skies were catching fire?
Well, everything, all the fail safes in the prison and everything that was set up to keep it secure failed, and all the different things kept in that place rampaged across it all at the same time. So it was like the I don't know if you've ever seen Cabin in the Woods. But it was just like let's get this party started when she hits the button, because for some reason they made a button that opens everything. But it's like that. God, I love that movie. Oh man, that was one of the.
I remember liking it.
I just remember how fun it was to watch in the theater, because like it was self-aware, and it understood the tropes that it was participating in, but it managed to do a new spin on a lot of horror movie stuff, and then. The entire last act was like, this is great. Like the security guard is like freaked out shooting the clown, and like glitter just keeps puffing out of it as it gets closer and closer to him and just stabs him. The unicorn charging down the hallway with like a fart rainbow behind it, and it like impales somebody. And then, of course, the guy who kept talking about the merman having the thing crawl across the floor and eat him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then, of course, spoilers for a movie that is now, that is almost 11 years old, but 10, 11 years old. But how it ended, how they're like, yeah, we could kill each other and fulfill this prophecy and stop all the end of worlds, but screw you. And then the massive hand erupts out of the earth and smashes down. And like, right into the first chords of Last by Nine Inch Nails. It was awesome. Yeah. And it ended there, and I was like, that was perfect. The friend I was there with, we're like, yeah, that was great. And we just left. We were like, this is great. Yeah. Anyways. But yeah. So as the skies caught fire, so I guess this is kind of a catch-23 is like the day of mourning is the day the last war ended, or kind of ended. An entire city got nuked out of existence, and the extraplanar prison had a jailbreak. Yeah, I mean, it's an unspecified magical cataclysm that happened. Certainly, a lot of the things that that Keith Baker and other contributors have described it as resemble in many ways a nuclear explosion, given that the skies caught fire and people were blinded from very far distances away, and everything at Ground Zero was eradicated. So like it very much lines up with like a survivor's account of Nagasaki bombing or something. You know, like it sounds like that. But the truly unexplained stuff is that there's like all this crazy sort of semi-undead and like living magical embodiments and stuff that are like kind of just like rampaging around, like, you know, living spells that like took on their own consciousness and just kind of like roam through the wastes and like all these other things, because like it was you know, it was some sort of weird dimensional magical nuke that just fragmented reality in that spot too. So it's a big deal. So anyways, so we could talk about how the skies caught fire and the war ended, but the torment had only just begun for Warden. Yeah. The beginning of the end. Skies caught fire. All hope is lost, there is no more. Man, that's even bleaker.
Well, that's what this is all about. So
Yeah.
All hope was lost. That might be a little too long.
But it's descriptive.
Because once again, my chat stopped.
There is no more is a bit short.
No, that fits exactly. All right. All hope was lost. There is no more. I'd say there was no more though, because it's like the first two lines of the song. I don't know. We go back and forth between present and past tense, but here I think we're saying all hope was lost, so we should say there was no more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Skies caught fire was the end of the war. All hope was lost. There was no more. No, 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 no,
Right. There was no more. Let's see.
skies caught fire was the end of the war. All hope was lost. There was no more. Yeah, we need two more lamenting lines. Lament. Tony Stark was able to build this in a cave with a box of scraps. Very true.
It's hard to believe that that movie is over a decade old now.
I know. I bet I haven't watched it in a while. I bet if I went back and watched it, I'd be like,
No, it holds up. The first one is still good.
I'm good. Okay.
Yeah. They were prescient enough to be very, very tasteful with how they did effects and how they did everything. And the only thing that's weird is seeing Terrence Howard as James Rhodes instead of Don Cheadle.
Right. Yeah, because he opted out after the first time, right?
Yeah, he was paid more than Robert Downey was, I think, for the first film or something like that. I don't know. I mean, also, like, I don't know how much of it is just like Hollywood politicking and how much of it that hits the news is real, but he was replaced for the subsequent two Iron Man films and however many other films that Don Cheadle's appeared in. So,
he didn't quit; he was replaced.
Yeah. I think because it was, I think didn't he get an Oscar for something around that time?
I thought he got an Oscar like for way earlier.
Yeah, I think he got an Oscar around the time that the first Iron Man was being made or it came out or something like that, and so he wanted the equivalent pay raise going into the second film, and Disney was like, because that's how they do things apparently.
Well, they weren't Disney yet; they were still Marvel at that point.
Marvel Studios? No, Disney owned it at then. Yeah.
Did Disney own Marvel Studios way back then?
I think so.
I thought they bought them like after Iron Man 3. I thought Marvel was its own. Marvel Movies was its own. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Someone will tell us in chat. Look it up. Look it up.
Yeah, so Hustle and Flow was 2005.
Disney
bought Marvel in 2009, so they bought it right after that.
Okay.
So I remember that like Iron Man was considered a very big risk in that like they had a risky lead actor who, fair enough, had some history at that point.
He was risky back then.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah,
He'd gone to jail a bunch of times. If he hadn't gotten sober, it all could have fallen apart. So.
Yeah, I remember seeing an interview with him where he was talking about how he got hired for a role, and the woman who is now his wife was told to be the person to look after him because he's a liability, and he's just like, and she did look after me, and like they're still together, right? Like, but
she's looking after him.
She's done a good job.
I won't say who this is because I don't want to reveal anyone's privacy, but they're at my recording studio quite a few years ago, and at this point there was a pop star that was coming to record, and we had to hide all of the alcohol if we had any, and they came with their manager, personal assistant, and spiritual advisor. Like 3 people were there with that person to make sure that they didn't drink or do drugs or anything. It was just like, what a way to live a life. But yeah, so I guess Terrence Howard was negotiating with Marvel at that point. I don't know. You probably don't know who I'm talking about. There's lots of people with spiritual advisors.
Mm-hmm. So the second section after the first verse with the O's and the am I and all the questions, is that something that we're going to do again too, or?
I don't know. We might. I don't think it might feel like it drags at that point. So I was thinking we go right back into the chorus, and then.
So we want 2 lines here and then chorus, probably, right?
Uh-huh. Skies caught fire, was the end on the wall. All hope was lost, there was no more. No, 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 no. On the day of morning, our world came crashing down. In chaos I was bound. Came without a warning. Where my kingdom's down. Skies caught fire on the wall. Maybe we go in a present tense again, like now I look back and wonder what went wrong as I sit around and sing this song. I hate songs that sing about singing songs. It's like, no, you don't have to sing about another song. You're singing a song right now. Even though I know there's a lot out there that
and there's good ones, probably. I don't know. I can't think of one offhand, but I'm sure there are good songs about singing songs.
I mean, once again, the Tenacious. We always love to talk about Tenacious D on this show. Their tribute to the best song in the world, the greatest song in the world, is technically a song about another song. But, you know.
Well, no, it's not. It's a song about them performing the other song.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah. Yeah, because they're telling that story, but the chorus is singing about another song. Yeah.
Okay, catch 23. My purpose twisted.
Ooh.
My mind no more my own. You're right, Elton. My mind no more my own. How about a hunger deep inside like I've never known? To go with the theme of what Hunger deep inside like I've never known. Speaking of Elton John, I don't know if you have seen this commercial, but there's a commercial for Rakuten, the
I haven't watched TV in a real long time. So I see commercials only when they're like really memey ones that people share on social and stuff.
right. Well, they licensed Rocket Man, but instead of Rocket Man, it's Rakuten. But but so I'm singing the song, but it's not me in the commercial. I mean, it's an actor, right? Because it's supposed to be like this married, this nice married couple, like sort of normal looking. So he's lip syncing to me singing these changed lyrics to Rocket Man. But every time a lyric was changed, they had to get approval. And I can only imagine that,
I mean, it depends on how easy he is to work with, I guess, right?
well, or whoever owns the rights to the publishing rights to the song probably had to approve it. I'm sure he approved it at some point.
Mm-hmm.
But it was surreal. It was really surreal.
So I think at this point, I changed deep inside to grows inside because that makes more sense with what happened. Being twisted, and then this is a growing, consuming, eventually, part of them. And I think... is Warden hollow? What happens if you hit him with a mace? First of all, Warden is a they, them. There's no gender for robots that are made of cancer and metal. And then, like, it's not really... It's one of those things... have you ever poked a dead animal? Like, if you grew up rurally, you've probably seen, like, a dead corpse or something out in the woods. And, like, poked it. And, like, it's full of maggots or something.
Sure.
I expect it would be a similar experience as if you cracked open Warden's shell, a bunch of rotting, malignant, tentacly stuff would pour out. It would be really disgusting. Because, like, they don't even have a hand anymore to grab the shield, the buckler that they're holding with their left hand. Like, it is just like it has grown into it at this point. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's super gross. Like, it's even kind of mentioned like that their body is infested with eldritch malignancy. And like, I know that on the wiki pages and in a lot of places, it's assumed that Warden's patron is Hadar, but it's not really the case so much as a number of the elder evils have their tentacles in Warden. Warden has a number of objects that are all tied to different elder evils, these realm space things. So, yeah, I'm actually going to use them as a villain in one of the campaigns I DM. Because why not? Anyways, I think we need a bridge, and I think it needs to be about Warden's current job.
Okay.
What do you think?
Why not?
Yeah. Did you have an idea for the bridge already? I can't remember.
Music wise, no, not yet. I'm thinking about it now.
Okay.
think that'll work. So. No, 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 no. No. Now I'm grieving souls.
Is evil HR, so just HR?
It's in the HR department?
I'm not sure if that's exactly what Kid Like 101 is trying to reference.
I think he's talking about human rejection is lying. But when I see HR, it makes me think of human resources department.
Yeah. Devouring every living thing. Yeah. Yeah, this is about traveling the multiverse and finding delicious souls for realm space to devour. You know,
it is my
spreading corruption.
Now it's spread.
Actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, I think eventually, like Warden will eventually be a star spawn. That's kind of the direction they're going in.
Ooh, I like what his scanner just wrote.
Voices in my head, hunger my blade, reaping as I tread, to drink souls I was made. That is awesome. I'm going to take that. And let's
Voices in my head, hunger in my blade, ripping as I tread, to drink souls I was made. I like everything, and I like the rhyme of made, but to drink souls I was made. I mean, technically they were not made.
Yeah. That's the part I have trouble with.
Yeah, but I love the
I like the rest of it.
Great job.
Hunger in my blade, reaping as I tread.
And the last line can be longer and should rhyme with blade.
Yeah.
Da, 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 da. So even the lyrical format was correct.
Yeah, it's just a line. Yeah.
Yeah. Babe. Whoa, baby, why, yeah.
If you think of fate, they were made to be warden and then be corrupted. It's, we're getting a little philosophical again. That's not a bad thing. Huh. Okay, so what else we got? Reaping as I tread, leaving everything corrupted and carry on. It's my fate. What do you think about corruption is my fate?
Yeah, and we could say one more thing before that too. So it's like, reaping as I tread, da, 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 corruption is my fate. Just the way I've got it. So
okay.
Like, reaping as I tread, da, 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 corruption is my fate.
Okay.
So I mean, let's think of something even more prolific to say there.
Corruption in my wake is my fate. Let's focus on this other part first before we can nitpick this last part, because I think this line here is what finishes the song, basically. Yeah.
Unless they tread the plains, that's cool. Voices in my head, hunger in my brain, reaping as I tread, corruption is my fate. Oh, you know what? You were right. Actually, that fits perfect.
Oh, okay.
Corruption
well, in that case.
And that's, I think by Jove, I think we've got it.
Oh, alrighty then. Well, in that case, I'm gonna start setting up a poll.
Don't mute yourself.
Oh,
wait,
oh God,
wait.
What?
I've got to format it so I can put it all on one page so I can see. So hold on.
No worries. I'm just gonna start typing loudly to set up a new poll now, so everybody can enjoy the delicious clicks of the mechanical keyboard that is actually surprisingly close to his microphone.
Welcome to the poll now.
And then actually, I'm going to change things up.
I'm ready now. I'm ready.
Okay. I'm going to do the mutes. You do the song. Let's do this.
Okay, hold on. I'm not ready. I just want to record myself doing it. And for once, I'm going to put my phone on Do Not Disturb, because it seems like half the time I go to record it, someone decides to call me right then. So Dylan's muted. All right, airplane mode. Boom, boom, boom. Open up the recording. So I remember it for next week. That's really the main. Here we go. I walk alone as my life unfolds. I knew my duty, I had my role. I knew my heart's desire, I had it so. Oh, am I just an empty shell? Am I locked into this hell? Oh, is this all I'll ever know? No heart, no choice, no road. All day or morning, my world came crashing down. In chaos I was bound. It came without a warning, where my kingdom drowned. Skies caught fire, was the end of the war. All hope was gone, there was no more. My purpose twisted, my mind is not my own. Hunger grows inside like I've never known. All day or morning, my world came crashing down. All around was bound. It came without a warning, where my kingdom drowned. Voices in my head, hunger in my brain, repeating as I tread, corruption is my fate. All day or morning, oh, my world came crashing down. In chaos I was bound. It came without a warning, where my kingdom drowned.
That was super good. I like it. And I also realized something, that we actually finished faster than we thought because we started late.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. The poll is still going.
All right.
And it's not a champion for the next one. It's which character. They're all NPCs who have showed up in the game at different times. So we have Valindra Shadowmantle, Acerak, Laeral Silverhand, Elminster Omar, and Artis Cimber. And I have a suspicion that Elminster is going to easily win this, but we'll see.
Wait, is that the Elminster?
Yeah.
Because we should try to get Ed to come on.
We could ask.
I've got his email.
So do we, yeah. Yeah, and we have mutual friends, so it might be easier to ask through those mutual friends. If that ends up being the case, if we are able to line up Ed to come on, then it might not be for next week. In which case we'll pick somebody for next week. But yeah, I'll do what I can. But yeah, Elminster Omar.
I don't know why I never knew that was his last name, and I've been playing D&D since I was like 8 years old.
He's got like 10 names, so
okay.
Yeah, he's got a whole bunch of them. Fun fact, in my home Waterdeep Dragon Heist campaign, which I'm throwing a lot of deep lore in, and I'm not sure why, actually, because I realize now that the players, 3 of them are new enough that they're not going to catch any of the deep lore, and the one who is a veteran player, I think is distracted enough with how the game goes that he never catches it. But I described them meeting. They were meeting with Laeral Silverhand, who had invited them to meet them in the Yawning Portal. And so there's a second floor in the Yawning Portal, and they go up there, and there's like this old couple sitting there. And they're like, and then they go up later at the appointed time, and like they can kind of see through the illusion that it's actually Laeral Silverhand is sitting there casually with this older wizardy fellow that I describe. And I'm like, I was picking like every detail I could from like key art of Elminster to describe who it was. And it wasn't until the next session when I said he's like Elminster of Shadowdale, well met to them. Like they had no idea who it was. But they were waiting on a card game that started. So as they were talking, towards the end of their conversation, other wizards started showing up and like kind of impatiently waiting for them to leave so they could sit down and play cards. But I described the Mordenkainen from the cover of that book, and I described oh god, what's his name? I'm forgetting it right now. From Kryn.
Was Mert there too to play cards?
No, Dalamar the Dark. I described the tall elf with his like open robes with the 5 wounds that are like slowly trickling blood in the middle of his chest. And I'm like describing them to them, and they're all like, "Cool," and I'm like, "Fuck, you guys aren't getting it. You don't know who they are." But yeah, they just sat down to play cards, anyways, I was just like, oh, I should make the references easier. But anyways, yeah, Raceland would have been cooler. Yeah. I think the problem is that some of those players are young enough that they've never read a Dragonlance book. They wouldn't know who Raceland is any more than who Dalamar is.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Tragedy.
I mean, I haven't read a Dragonlance book in quite some time, so I don't know. I don't. I mean, obviously, I don't really know what's going on with the whole the ongoing like lawsuit or whatever that stuff is. But in terms of the books, I mean, they must not be printing them anymore because are new Dragonlance books even printed? I'm not even sure. Man,
I just meant like the classics,
I don't know. I mean, used bookstores, every one you go to is just full of them, right? Like just like because they made like 80 of those or 100 of those or some crazy. Because I know I read like 30 or 40 of them at least.
That many? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, there's just tons. Yeah. Anyways, we probably have time to wrap things up with a song. Is there something you would like to play?
I'm open to any that I kind of know from our group. Should we since we've been so dark, should we close with Won't You Be My Friend?
Yeah, let's do it.
Why not?
Yeah. Dun da 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 dun da da dun da da da. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, why not? Let's do it.
I like it. It's a good one. Alrighty. Muting.
Love it. This is our Penelope song. Should we give some? Dylan? You want to give backstory to who it's about and why, just for people that haven't heard it before?
Sorry, I'd already muted myself. Penelope Halfpint is the like most fun, happy, innocent halfling you could imagine, halfling druid, who is on Silver and Steel, played by Hope Lavelle. And after chatting with Hope about it, I guess she makes a lot of characters like that. And I'm like, well, that's awesome. Like, somebody's got to make happy characters. So, because I'm going to keep making my brooding characters over here. I'm super glad that somebody is making happy characters, and it's just a wonderful and beloved contrast to the some of the other characters that they're on a show with. Anyways, muting.
All right, here we go. Won't you be my friend? One that ought to fan. I got a hand to lend. We'll be smiling through the air. They call me a half-pint sprout, but I want you to know Won't you be my friend? One without a friend. I got a hand to lend. We'll be smiling through the end. Our friendship is strong and we'll never part. Saving the world with the power of our heart. I never say goodbye, 'cause legends never die. Braving the world with the spirits high. Won't you be my friend? One without a friend. Got a hand to lend. We'll be smiling through the end. Won't you be my friend? One without a friend. We'll walk around the bend. A garden we could tell.
Oh,
Cancel out all the darkness.
yeah. My mood is improved.
A little bit better about the day now.
Yeah. Things aren't quite as bleak and horrible as they were mere moments ago. So this kind of brings us towards the end of this week's episode of Bardic Inspiration. First things first, I'd like to thank Jay for helping out with the moderation, co-producing, all the stuff, managing the CD Games account. A lot of other things in the background, super helpful. So thanks, Jay. And of course, Jason Charles Miller, the talent. I'm forgetting the name of your single right now that came out on Friday, but I figured
Better late than never.
Better late than never. You see, I remembered it. Better late than never.
You remembered it better late than never.
Yeah.
Oh, you want a link to it, or is it going to get?
Oh yeah, you know what? I should.
Here.
I'll have to repost it.
Okay.
Because I have it over here
I'll give
somewhere.
I'll give it to you in our chat.
Oh yeah, we can do that.
And boom. Yeah.
There we go.
I've got a new single out. I've got an album coming out in February, and this is one of the songs off the album. And check it out and put it on some playlists for yourself and play it a few times.
Yeah. It was super cool to get to have it on the show last week too. That was a really fun treat.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Yeah. Anyways, we will do our best to connect with Ed Greenwood to see if he's free and able to join us on the interwebs to help write a song for Elminster Omar, because I think that would be super cool. Otherwise, please take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. It's 2020 has been a thing. Our next show on this channel will be Evergreen Champions. Tomorrow it'll be a Margaret solo show. No Satine this week.
Margaret Weiss?
No, Margaret McNeil.
Okay.
Our Margaret. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. And that'll be super cool. Oh man, it's kind of funny. It's making me kind of want to read Dragonlance again. But anyways,
Me too.
yeah. So thank you all for joining us, for participating in chat, for giving us good ideas. These songs would often not get done without your help, and so very much appreciate
Not
it.
in 2 hours, no way.
Yeah. It's a sprint. It's not a marathon. It's a sprint. So thanks for that. And check out Miller's Music Mondays on the Jason Charles Miller Twitch. Anyways,
Yeah, I'll if you guys want to give me a quick follow, and then you'll know when I go live. I'm on every Monday at 7 p.m. Pacific, and then other random times. So if you follow me, you'll get a little notification of when I'm randomly going on.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a guest lined up for this coming Monday?
I do. Her name's Carlene Watt, and she's an amazing songwriter from Nashville. She's had a lot of hits for other artists, and I just bring all my friends on that I've known over the years, and so many of us are not touring right now, so they're surprisingly available. So I got some pretty awesome guests, and actually, and I had Julia Cole on 2 weeks ago. We were featured on the front page of Twitch, our show, so that was really exciting.
Awesome. All right, yeah. So check that out. Check us out. Stick around. We love you. Have a good day. And yeah, take care, everybody. Cheers.